Eagle Pond in Haley.
Yes. So last week we had a report earlier this spring that there were some goldfish swimming in a pond that is right adjacent to the Big Wood River inside Haley city limits. It's called Hagel Park, and then obviously Hagel Pond. And so our fisheries biologist went up, checked it out. Sure enough, we have goldfish swimming in the pond. So last week, using rotenone, which is a uh, piscicide, meaning it kills fish, and it's a plant-based toxin or substance that we use. So we went in last Tuesday, applied the rotenone to the pond, and it was stunning the volume of dead fish that started appearing along the banks, thousands of goldfish. And so we were concerned about the goldfish being in that pond because in the spring that pond typically floods with high water on the Big Wood. And so we were concerned that those goldfish could escape the pond and end up in Magic Reservoir and start reproducing. Well, what we found was those goldfish were reproducing in Eagle Pond, thus the thousands of goldfish that we found. And we also found a perch, which meant somebody had done a live fish transport, which is an illegal act as well. So the message is don't dump your pets out into the wild and think you're doing the right thing and you're letting them live. They could have tremendous ecological impacts on say this one with fisheries and the Big Wood is a great fishery. Magic Reservoir is a great fishery, and let's not be dumping goldfish.
And again, also, you wanted to mention elk trapping today.
Yeah, so we've talked many times on the show about elk depredation on croplands, private uh, croplands throughout the Magic Valley region. We did conduct some more sharpshooting this last summer. We've wrapped that part up. We ended up killing, I think, 71, 72 elk, and that's across the entire Magic Valley region. As in the past, that those elk were frozen on site and then processed, and Idaho hunters feeding the hungry took possession of that meat and donated it out to area food pantries. But one of the tools that we talked about using this year to reduce the herd size that's particularly damaging to some crops up in the Little Camas area is we're going to be trapping um, and translocating antlerless elk. Primarily, it's cows and calves, and the translocation means that we are going to take them far enough away that they cannot come back, or typically they would not come back to that same area. So here in a couple weeks, we will be using helicopters, and we've been I shouldn't say helicopters. A single helicopter will be driving elk. Um, we got some folks concerned that we were going to be trapping elk during the hunting season. The thing that there actually are three reasons why we're doing it now. One is the elk are accessible to us so that we can get them out of the area. The other is that these elk are residing on private property. They never leave private property to go out onto public lands. So opportunity to for hunters to access this herd is pretty minimal. And then also cooler temperatures, less stress on the elk. So that will be happening in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And our goal this year is to trap somewhere in the neighborhood of 70 elk. And then next spring we will do this same thing again with a goal then of about 30. The target is to move 100 elk.